Alright guys, Such here, back again today. A lot to discuss once again in the world of Modern Warfare. Tournaments that have been happening, scrims that have been going on, and also the news, as you can tell from the title. We're not really news, rumours for now, only we have a tweet to go on here. But I wanted to talk about ranked play, right, in the next season. What we've seen in the past of Infinity Ward games, and why it's a very doubtful that we're going to get a good ranked play anytime soon. Yeah, we're going to go into that today. Leave your thoughts down below as always. Hope you enjoy. Like if you do, subscribe if you are new as always, and let's crack right on with it here. So to start off with, we have this yesterday, Courage. Now, of course, you guys know, long-time Call of Duty caster, came, off casting and then went into the Fortnite stuff, casting Fortnite. Absolutely huge influencer on YouTube and Twitch. He has decided, and he's made the contract decision, and he has an organization behind him, like an agency, that also runs behind the scenes stuff for, I think, Ninja and Shroud and some of the really big name guys. And he's partnered with YouTube for streaming from now on. So if you guys watch Courage and you're wondering why he isn't on Twitch anymore, he's now on YouTube full-time streaming. A very interesting decision, of course. We're seeing a lot of moves away from Twitch. And you know what this says? It says big money, like, oh my word. From Courage going from an MLG intern a few years ago to, I remember when he first played 2v2 GBs with Nadeshot in Black Ops 3, then going on to being a caster, and now where he is today, obviously incredible scene. So yeah, happy for him, and let's move onwards here. I just want to show you this tweet from a well-known CSGO professional, one of the greatest players of all time, Device. Counter-Strike Global Offensive, of course, is a game you guys might be aware of. I'm just worried because I know Zipnix, guy called MBK as well. These guys follow Call of Duty and like kind of enjoy it as an esport. And I'm just worried that Modern Warfare in its current state is kind of reverting Call of Duty to that, like, it's a very much a B, C tier esport that you're meant to laugh at, and it's just not suited for competitive play. I think over the past couple of seasons, we've done a better job on the whole of proving that Call of Duty can be competitive and is a good game at the esports stage. I'm just worried that this game, especially with Device talking about it here, and we're going to go onto a clip in just a second from DrDisrespect, it's maybe sending the wrong messages. And just to mention this as well as another fault in the game, trophies not disappearing after deaths, as Crimsic said. So if you die with a trophy owl, it still lives on, which means you can have so many trophies on the map all the time, which of course is just overkill the other direction, right? We've talked about how trophies would be good because of course there's the smoke spam, but at the same time you want it to be reasonable and not be completely overkill. So what Drifter was talking about in the video, he said that in the alpha version of this game he played, he could barely hear the footsteps. He comes to the guys, the Infinity War guys, and he says, like, can we get something sorted out here? Can we make the footsteps a little bit more audible so I can actually hear what's going on? And then they go, fully the other way, and everyone can hear where everyone is all the time, which causes an issue. I just wanted to share this clip with you guys from what DrDisrespect was saying last night. I think this sums up the opinions of a lot of us in the community, and I think it's a pretty big deal that someone as influential as DrDisrespect, of course, a former map designer, worked at Sledgehammer on the Advanced Warfare game. I believe he designed Solar, that map, and Recovery, I think, as well, maybe another couple of other ones he was influential in. So for someone as influential as him to come out and say straight up what a lot of people are thinking, maybe good news for the, for us, I guess, and the competitive scene going forwards, because DrDisrespect understands the concerns.
Can't even see him on the staircase.
Enemy UAV online.
I can't fucking play this game right now. I don't want to play. I don't fucking want to play pubs. Activision, Infinity Ward. I don't want to play pubs. You got fucking claymores on every single window and every single door. No one wants that. If that's not happening, then the 725 shotgun from across the map's happening. No one wants it. It's time to make a patch tonight. Put it out tonight. Let's change it up. Let's get right back to let's get on course. We're starting to swerve way off fucking course right now, man. We're going downhill in our Jeep that doesn't have 4x4. It's a 4x2 Jeep, right? Because we're getting a little ahead of ourselves. Let's dial it back. Let's take out the claymores, right? Let's get the shotguns nerfed big time. And I don't know. Maybe add dead silence in the game, right? So we can just kind of run around and not be heard everywhere.
So moving straight on from that, I wanted to share a funny little clip on Scump's stream yesterday, and there was a comment that Crimsix made on the Reddit thread as well, which I thought was somewhat enlightening. We've heard about the kind of drama between these two. I think you guys will find this clip pretty enjoyable.
Why is Crim a banned word? Crim literally raged last year and banned his own name in my chat. during scrims.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. That is why Crim is mad.
That's too fucking funny, bro.
He was like, shut the fuck, dude. It's like they literally hate me.
Annoying.
I'm trying to get better. They hate me.
So I believe this was right back at the start of the game in the first couple of days when they were scrimming, and you know, of course, if the vibes aren't the best in scrimming, then all of a sudden you've got Reddit threads going up and people talking in the chat and all of this stuff. And as Scump says, Crimsix banned his own name from the chat so that people wouldn't, you know, as he says, would love to see Def on the other side, Seth on the other side of dealing with his cult following, just my own 2 cents. He said he knew where you were coming from just shortly after this. Okay, then the clip is fine. So yeah, you know, no extra real drama to talk about here, but still interesting, and I thought it was a funny clip to share with you guys. So let's move onwards here just to some scrims that happened over the last day or so. So Chicago were playing Seattle yesterday. So the Chicago team, if you guys are unfamiliar, Scump, Formal, T2P, joined by Gunless, Arcetes, and Envoy. So they were scrimming against Seattle. So Seattle is Octane, Enable, Slacks, Apathy, and Karma is the 5-man squad there. Just wanted to go through some scrim counts. Not the biggest deal, of course, but just so you guys are aware, if you are Chicago fans, I'm sure a lot of you are, they had good results in scrims last night, right? Seattle went up 2-0, then they lost 7 in a row, so I guess they played the rotations of the hard points and then the dominations. Yeah, their all-round slaying power was just too much. Slack got absolutely fried, and they all played pretty equal, but maybe Arcetes was the best performance. According to this individual on Reddit, I didn't get a chance to watch, so, you know, I don't want to say, you know, explicitly that that's the case, but it'd be quite likely that this is at least rather accurate. So I'm sure you guys would be interested to know that. Let's go on to some news then from Dallas yesterday. Here we go. They confirmed that Tommy is going to be coming onto the team. Pretty interesting, I believe. Tommy or Crimsic or maybe Clayster talked about it, how Clay did a tweet maybe a few weeks ago now saying like, yeah, who are the best free agents, FAs not yet on a team, and Tommy replied saying, you know, like, I'm one of them, and Clay immediately hit him up and was like, yeah, bro, you for real? And then apparently shortly after that he was on the phone with Hastro and Clay sorting out how he can get involved in this team. So great news for Tommy. I think honestly this team is just, first of all, it's difficult to see Tommy actually getting playtime on this team, right? So, of course, the team is Clayster, Crimsix, Hook, Illy, and Shotzi, right? But, you know, it's always good to have veteran players on your substitute bench. Like, they really have split this right down the middle. They've got absolute veterans on one side, like Tommy and Clayster, 2 of the oldest guys left in the scene. Crimsix isn't too far behind. Then Hook, Illy, Shotzi, these guys are 18, and, you know, it's Hook, I guess Hook is 19, maybe coming on 20 now, but still incredibly young guys. And on the other side of the spectrum, you've got, you know, older, absolute veterans. And I'm sure Tommy will have some influence here, whether it's because who knows, right? He's got a 2-way contract, I imagine, which is a great decision really for a guy like Tom, because that means he can play in the path to pro, and he can build up some young amateur players and do what he loves to do, and maybe have some success over there, and then have the potential that if things go south for the Dallas team, he may be called in to replace one of them. Who knows? Doubtful, but, you know, who knows how these seasons go. Things and rosters change very, very quickly over time. So great to see for Tommy. Very happy to see that he's got this position. I think resoundingly people were like, yeah, this is a great move. He can add a lot of things in multiple assets of the game, and yeah, very happy to see this. Who will be their 7th, I guess, who knows? Mutex, of course, has been talked about as like an S&D analyst, but then Clay comes out and says, well, we don't need a coach. You know, these guys don't provide what we'd like in terms of coaching, but, you know, maybe Tom can provide something in terms of the strats, or, you know, some degree of addition to the team if he's not just playing and rather than just sitting idly by on the substitute bench. So yeah, Tommy comes out excited to announce he'll be joining Dallas Empire as a substitute for the upcoming season. Now, this is the tweet I wanted to talk about regarding ranked play for the upcoming season, and something I am certainly rather worried about. So Chance comes out, Chance the caster says, a ranked playlist can't come soon enough, I can't wait. Merk replies, it won't come at all. Now, look, I don't know whether he's just, you know, making things up here, and Chance says, guess I'll be dropping range, so talking about, you know, going back to Black Ops 4, I guess, playing Blackout, dropping the firing range. Now, look, who knows what to make of this, but I'm pretty sure that Merk talks to some of the guys at Infinity Ward pretty regularly. We did hear a couple of months ago before launch that someone asked, is there going to be a ranked play at launch? The developers were like, yeah, that very minimal chance that's going to happen. Of course, it doesn't happen, and I don't overly mind the fact that ranked play doesn't come out right at launch, because, of course, there are issues if you bring it out right at launch. Who knows what the best maps are? Who knows what's really going on? Difficult to make a good ranked playlist. But really, 1 month into the game, which is, coming up in, well, a couple of weeks' time, you would expect to have a ranked playlist drop. And honestly, right now, I think the game is understood to a relevant degree, and they've of course revealed the first rule set. So now is the time where you at least start, getting a ranked playlist ready to launch in the very near future. Now, I doubt that's going to happen. It took Black Ops 4 until February. You guys remember, we had Vegas in December. Really, really well received. We had huge views. Scump had 100,000 viewers on a single stream for a 2K, or it wasn't a 2K, it was more money in a tournament, but still crazy that amount of viewers at the start of Black Ops 4. But guess what? They didn't capitalize on it with ranked play launching. It took until late February, and by then a lot of the hype for Black Ops 4 had died down to a significant degree, and that was kind of a wasted opportunity. I don't want the opportunity to be wasted again, and I really feel like it will be, because let's look back at the last couple of games that Infinity Ward have produced and what they produced in terms of the ranked aspect. Infinity Ward's games are, you could argue are the least competitive and the most designed for casual players that we have seen really throughout. So let's go back to Ghost. What do they have in terms of competitive playlists there? Yes, you could play, game battles and stuff. And what was really good on that game is you could just flip a switch that would enable competitive rules. You didn't have to do any setup yourself. You just flip a switch, enabled, you're sorted. That game did have issues in terms of the bomb glitch and these kind of things, but at the end of the day, it wasn't too bad. But the actual ranked playlist itself was just clan versus clan. I don't think you had a proper ranked playlist in that game, especially given what we'd had in League play from Black Ops 2. Then you look at Infinite Warfare. They don't have a proper ranked playlist like we had in, Advanced Warfare was not a good ranked playlist by any means because variants are allowed, but the Infinity Ward playlist was the same bloody deal. It's ridiculous. They had the competition mosh pit or whatever it was called. Yes, it was competitive maps and modes, but variants were still allowed in that. They're not allowed in the official competitive rule set, but in their ranked play, it was perfectly allowed to use variants, just like it was in Advanced Warfare. I don't know how they didn't learn that lesson, but it meant I didn't play basically at all any of Ghost's competitive or any of Ghost's ranked play, whatever you want to call it, and same with Infinite Warfare. So, look, I don't hold out much hope. If Merk's going to come out and say it won't come at all, then, who knows to what degree this is accurate, right? If that's what he's going to say, I'm sure he has some sort of contact. He seems to be losing faith more and more with this game as of late, because I see Merk talking about how he had that clip yesterday that was going around on Reddit of him just, leaning around walls and stuff, and he was kind of giggling, but at the same time, he was you could kind of tell he was like, Jesus, what am I playing? And I'm sure he's getting more and more frustrated. So him coming out and say this, I don't think it's easy to dismiss. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like if you did, subscribe if you're new as always. Thanks for watching. Leave your thoughts below. I'll see you next time.
Damn it, dude.
That's on me. If I kill the first guy, we're good. If you 1v3 this, I'll give you 100 subs.
Yes?
I could have just went to the. Should have just took.
Nice.
Got this shit. Tiny was on the truck.
I love this play. You heard him top. Yep, half wall right here. Who got daddy?
Gotta be house.
Oh my god, give me the 100 subs, baby! Give me the 100 subs, baby!
Holy shit, I should have said 50.
That last kill was nuts.
Give me the 100 gifted, baby! Let's go!
Oh my god, that was nasty as fuck. We gotta win a tournament out there.